Why are you here?
I need the strength to defeat Vaas and save my friends.
Is that all? I will not command my army for you. You are a lamb, not one of us.
Well, then I will become a warrior.
Very funny. Please leave.
He took my brother.
Busted.
And I will do anything to get him back.
If you've been following my videos, then you already know we've explored some of the darkest corners of Far Cry 3. But today we're digging even deeper into one of the game's most overlooked antagonists, the final boss. A character who doesn't get much screen time, but whose presence is felt every part of the game. She looms over the narrative like a shadow, powerful, mysterious, and deeply misunderstood. Some even say she's the real main villain of the game, and when I say some, I actually mean me. She's the sister of the famous Vaas Montenegro. While you won't find her face on posters or billboards like Vaas, Citra's influence runs deeper than either of them, and her history with the Rakyat people, with Vaas, even with Jason, is far more complex and far more important than it might seem at first glance. In this video, we're going to unpack all of it: Citra's past, her relationships, her manipulation, her plans for Vaas, her plans for Jason, and ultimately the question: was Citra the true villain of Far Cry 3 all along?
Her name is Citra, and the people that she's a part of are called the Rakyat, which means people. And so it's a tribe on this, a lost tribe on this island.
Before we dive deeper into Citra's role in the story, let's take a moment to explore her character was conceived during the development of Far Cry 3. According to Ubisoft Montreal's creative director,
my name is Jason Vandenberg and I'm the narrative director.
The team aimed to create a character who would embody the island's mystic and challenge players' perceptions. In an interview, he mentioned that Citra was designed to be both alluring and unsettling, serving as a spiritual guide who can manipulate Jason's transformation from a naive tourist to a hardened warrior. Lead writer Jeffrey further elaborated on his vision, stating that Citra's character was meant to blur the lines between heroism and villainy. She was crafted to be a symbol of the island's seductive danger, drawing Jason, and by extension the player, into a deeper moral ambiguity.
And she's helping Jason, and he's working with her to gather the skills to become a warrior, but that relationship is going to evolve and change and go in unexpected ways.
Early concept art of Citra reveals that the developers experimented with various designs to capture her enigmatic presence. These designs range from traditional tribal attire to more fantastical elements, reflecting her role as both a cultural leader and a mystical figure within the Rakyat tribe. Interestingly, in the E3 2012 demo of Far Cry 3, Citra was portrayed in more intimate and manipulative light, engaging closely with Jason before sending him on a mission to confront her brother Vaas. This portrayal underscores the developers' intent to present Citra as a complex character whose motivations are as captivating as they are questionable. By understanding the creative process behind Citra's development, we gain a deeper appreciation for her role in Far Cry 3, not just as a character within the game, but as a narrative device designed to challenge and provoke players' moral compass.
Give it back to you after I cut it off. Thought you liked jokes.
To understand Citra, we first have to understand what she represents to the Rakyat. Citra is positioned as a spiritual and political leader of the Rock Island's indigenous tribe. Ubisoft developers describe her during press interviews as a goddess figure, not in a literal sense, but in a way she perceives by her people. She embodies resistance, power, purity, and mostly importantly, the continuation of the Rakyat bloodline. From a gameplay standpoint, this is reflected through the ritualistic progress of Jason's Tatao, a mechanic that's both a skill tree and a cultural branding. Every upgrade signifies not just Jason's growing capabilities, but his growing indoctrination. It's not just power, it's initiation. Citra uses this to her advantage. The game frames her as a spiritual guide, but her guidance always leads towards one thing: total loyalty. She doesn't give Jason choices that free him. She gives him choices that bind him tighter. Just like a cult leader, she blends charisma, myth, and mystery to turn faith into control.
The bath purified you, but the cleansing is not complete.
What do you mean?
Love you, Jason. But you do not let me give you all my love. I know how hard this must be. It hurts me to watch you in pain.
Citra.
Dennis Rogers is one of the Citra's most vocal and loyal followers, a man who speaks of her not just as a leader but a spiritual redeemer. He tells Jason early on that Citra saved him, that he gave him a purpose.
Citra, you are ready. You must go to her.
Who is she?
Citra is the leader of our people. She can guide you to the center. She will reveal your true power.
But as we look closer, this isn't just reverence, it's obsession, even delusion. Ubisoft writers have stated in interviews that Far Cry 3 was designed to explore themes of identity, manipulation, and power. Dennis's role becomes key in illustrating how Citra doesn't just lead, she controls, through charisma, myth, and allure. Dennis believes in Citra like a religious figure, but there are undertones of something deeper. His language when speaking about her is personal, emotional, even romantic, but it's one-sided. Citra never returns that affection. In fact, she barely acknowledges it.
Citra, she has freed me. She is with me.
And this is where we start to see a pattern. Like with Jason and with Vaas, Citra has a way of using people around her as tools. She nurtures their beliefs just enough and then turns the devotion into obedience. One of the most revealing moments is late in the game when Jason is given a choice to stay with his friends or kill them and fully commit to Citra. If the player chooses to stay with his friends and Citra actually gets disappointed and Dennis rushes in devastated.
Jason, I love you.
Jason, what is wrong with you? Sister, she saved me. She saved all of us. And you reject her love? Ah!
He doesn't blame her, he blames Jason. It's tragic and revealing. Dennis's faith in Citra is so absolute that he cannot see the reality what she's done. He's completely consumed by her mentals. And that's not an accident, it's by design. Citra kept Dennis close because he was useful, a recruiter, a translator of the Rakyat traditions to the outsiders, and an enforcer. But when his usefulness started to waver, when Jason took center stage, Dennis became expendable. His jealousy and breakdown in the final act aren't just character moments. They're proof that Citra's engineered loyalty and discarded it when it no longer served her. This kind of manipulation isn't new in code-like leadership structures, and it plays perfectly into Far Cry 3's central themes. Citra isn't just a mythical leader, she's someone who understands power and to maintain it through devotion, fear, and seduction. Dennis is perhaps her most tragic follower, a man who gave up his identity for someone who never truly cared of it.
Yes, Citra saw the fire in you.
And what does she mean, bring her what has been lost?
Drink, and you will find an answer.
The most complicated and disturbing relationship in the game is between Citra and her brother Vaas. Vaas is introduced as an antagonist, chaotic, dangerous, psychotic.
They say Vaas! Vaas! Who the fuck is it going to be? Them or me? Me or them?
But as we dig deeper, we learn that he didn't start that. The dev team has stated that Vaas was originally meant to be Citra's right hand, her warrior, her protector, but something broke. What the game hints at and what the Far Cry 6 Insanity DLC all but confirms is that Citra wanted more than loyalty. She wanted to create a perfect warrior child, and she believed Vaas, her own brother, was the ideal vessel. And that's sick, man.
The Mumbai was only gonna graze his ear.
Always putting on a show, aren't you?
Lay on the bed.
Oh, you find me beautiful?
Do you think I'm scared of you? You think I'm fucking scared
Do
of you?
it, Vaas.
This twisted idea horrified Vaas, pushing him into a spiral of self-hatred violence, and madness. He rejected her, ran to Hoyt, and became the monster we meet in the game. But he never truly escaped. His rage isn't just about power, it's personal. It's familial. It's betrayal wrapped in obsession. When Jason finally confronts and kills Vaas, the moment is surreal, dreamlike.
Pull the trigger! It's gonna shoot me! It's gonna shoot me! Shoot me! Take me into your heart! Accept me as your savior! Nail me to the fucking cross! And let me be reborn!
Citra, I won.
And Citra's reaction isn't brief, it's calculated. She uses Jason's victory as proof.
Vaas is dead. He left me, the tribe, his birthright. Hoyt Volker lured him away with money, drugs. He became a monster, but he was still my brother.
The prophecy is real. The warrior she wanted wasn't her brother, it's Jason now. This isn't just character drama, it's Citra treating her own family as pawns in the long game. If she could discard Vaas, what chances did anyone else have?
How will you kill Hoyt?
I met a spy named Willis who can sneak me onto Hoyt's island.
Clever. The Rakyat will miss you not being here.
Oh, will they?
Return to me. To my people. Soon.
Jason Brody's arc is one of the most iconic transformations in gaming, from party boy tourist to guerrilla killer. But that transformation doesn't happen in a vacuum. Citra engineers it. Every major step Jason takes is guided by her, from drinking hallucinogenic potions to ritual combat to the ceremonial branding of his body. The Far Cry 3 devs said that they wanted to explore how violence and power can be seductive, and Citra is the one holding the mirror. She tells Jason he's special, chosen, a warrior born of chaos.
You are fearless. Anyone who stands in your way. Heard of the giant and vowed to slay him. Paint Tata on his body with power from the Lord of the Dead. And when he was ready, he walked the path of the Lotus Grove. The giant arose from still waters. You are strong, powerful. Fights. And the warrior raised his dagger. He cut the giant's head clean off his body. The skull of the giant fell to earth. He came up. The descendants of the warrior became the Rakyat, our people.
And it works. Jason starts believing it, and the player starts to believe it too, until the ending. In the final act, Citra gives Jason a choice, returning to his old life or sacrifice your friends and fully become a Rakyat. We all know what happens when you choose the bad ending. If you chose the latter, like I mentioned in the above, like it's all bad. But it just proves that Jason was never the end goal. He was the means. He was a vessel, you know, just like Dennis, just like Vaas. The real twist isn't that Jason becomes a killer, it's that he never was free. Citra manipulation is so complete that even the player's urgency becomes a part of her game.
I've killed so many people I've lost count. I can't come back from this. I'm a monster. I can feel the anger inside me. But I am still somewhere inside me more than that. Better than that.
Citra's public persona is noble. She's fighting against Hoyt oppression, defending her people, preserving her culture. But everything we've explored suggested something darker beneath the surface. She manipulates those closest to her. She plays on faith, lust, trauma, and prophecy. And in the end, she is willing to kill her own allies, even her own brother, for what she believes is greater purpose, the survival of the Rakyat through strength and legacy. Ubisoft has always left this ambiguous, intentionally. They wanted Citra to be both inspiring and unsettling. But if you look at her actions objectively, they align more with authoritism and heroism. She is not interested in saving the Rakyat. She is interested in controlling them, in engineering their future. So was she the true villain? That depends on what, define as evil, outright chaos like Vaas, or calculated manipulation like Citra. I think she was, man. Like, the game really took a really good step in making sure that you actually don't see her as a villain, but in the end game, she is actually a real villain, even though you don't actually fight her like how you do villains in the other game. But in the end, she engineered the whole thing. Vaas was like the Lady Democrats of Far Cry. He's there in the posters, he's there in the trailers, he's everywhere. And Hoyt is like your second to last villain, the hard one before you actually fight the true villain. Because that's when Jason is actually challenged to make the really hard decisions of what everything was actually drawing him into. And that was to join the Rakyat or to kill his friends, which was the end goal for Citra. So for me, she was actually the true villain of the game, bro. And they made sure to hide her really well and to make sure that you actually find her mission or the end goal centered towards her. Like, everything around is centered to her. The people, the villain, everything is just centered around her. So yeah, she's the true villain. Citra isn't the face of evil in Far Cry 3, but she might be its heart. Like I said, she's the center. While Hoyt and Vaas dominate the battlefield, Citra dominates the mind. She's the architect of belief, of loyalty and identity, and she plays the long game better than anyone. Whether you view her as a visionary leader, a spiritual protector like Dennis, or a cold-blooded manipulator, there's no denying that Citra is one of the most quietly terrifying characters in the game. Her legacy isn't what she built, it's who she broke. I hope you guys enjoyed this deep dive into Citra's character in Far Cry 3. I know this is an old game, but it has so much mystery and lore that just makes it more interesting each time I play it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and to see more of my content, man. Like, I'm gonna be releasing more of these videos. I truly hope you enjoyed this game, and I really enjoyed discussing and dissecting these characters. So look out for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe and like. For me, Max, and Screen TV Magic,
I will see you when I see you.
Look at me. Stay with me. You don't need any of them. You are powerful on your own. Jason, I love